Alright, hello class and welcome to week 6, day 2 of our academic expectations. In this video we're going to be going over our expectations as well as doing the close reading. Just like in other videos, if you don't need to do the close reading with me or have it be read along with you, you can totally skip over that after the expectations, but let's dive right into it. So the very first thing is doing that close reading, pages 18 through 22 of the PDF. After that, I'm hoping that you can answer question 1 and 2 on page 19 of the PDF. So let's go to page 19 of the PDF. We have that right here. What are the differences between veins and arteries? Hoping that can be answered in complete sentences. Again, to answer the question completely is to 1, answer the question, so be able to define veins, define arteries. Give evidence of why this is true, such as a definition, and then explain why your evidence supports your answer. After that, answer the question, what are capillaries and why are they important? Again, defining what capillaries are, making sure we're doing what the question says, and then explaining why they're important or why you think they're important. After you do the close reading, these questions will make sense. After that, I want you to answer question 3 on page 2 of the PDF. I should say page 20, I believe. Page 22. Name 3 different types of cells that are in blood. What are their jobs? So I'm looking for you to look and identify the different types of cells that are in blood, and making sure that we answer that question completely. This really should feel like 3 to 5 sentences. The 3 different types of cells that are in blood are blah, 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 blah. The first one does this, the second one does this, the third one does this. That would tell me what their jobs are. That would tell me what they are. So answering that question. After that, I want you to complete any math homework for Miss Moore, make sure that we're practicing mystery class stunts, and then that we're doing 30 minutes of cardio activities such as walking, running, or anything else that gets the heart pumping. So that's everything for the expectations for today. Now let's dive into the close reading. Alright, the circulatory system. When you have finished this lesson, you will be able to name the parts of the circulatory system and describe how it works. Understand and explain how the circulatory system works cooperatively with other body systems we have learned about. You have now studied both the digestive system and the respiratory system. These are the organs that take the food we eat and the air we breathe and use them to fuel the body. But each of these systems work closely with another organ system to see that oxygen and nutrients can reach every corner of your body. That organ system is the circulatory system. The circulatory system is a river that flows throughout your body. It carries blood to all cells of the body. Blood moves through tubes called blood vessels. The movement of blood through the blood vessels is called circulation. The strong pump that moves the blood and makes it circulate is an orange-sized organ nestled between your lungs, inside your ribs, and in front of your backbone. I wonder what we're talking about. These are the 3 types of blood vessels. Arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from your heart. Veins are the blood vessels that carry blood back to the heart. And capillaries are the smallest blood vessels connecting arteries and veins. Capillaries are microscopic and therefore allow for the passage of molecules in and out of the blood. Veins get as big as 1 inch in diameter and have valves that make sure the blood keeps heading towards the heart. Arteries are more muscular than veins and larger, reaching 1.5 inches in diameter. No valves are needed in arteries because the force of the heart easily pushes blood to all of the body. So here we have the structure of an arteriole, endothelium, capillary, smooth muscle, fiber cell. Pretty cool diagram. Please make sure to check that out. The alveoli in your lungs is surrounded by capillaries. This is where oxygen passes into the blood and carbon dioxide moves out of the blood. Capillaries also fill the villi in the small intestines, allowing the nutrients and other molecules containing the digestive food to be absorbed into the bloodstream. Capillaries reach everywhere, to all tissues of the body, our skin, our eyes, our brain, and bones. Capillaries link the respiratory system, the digestive system, and the circulatory system. Capillaries are very important. They're quite easy to damage. We have millions, billions of them, and they connect all the other systems, such as the digestive system, such as the respiratory system. What are the differences between veins and arteries? What are capillaries and why are they important? Really important questions, really important answers to follow. It is the job of the heart to pump the blood throughout the body. Our hearts do this job without any cues from us, without ever getting a rest, and without ever stopping. The heart is a very strong muscle that is really two pumps side by side. One pumps blood to the lungs, the other pumps blood to the rest of the body. The heart is divided into four parts called chambers, so four chambers. Two upper chambers of the heart are called atriums, and receive blood first. Then the atriums squeeze the blood into the lower chambers of the heart called the ventricles. The ventricles, more powerful than the atrium, squeeze blood out of the heart into either the lungs or the rest of the body. Walls of the muscles separate the different chambers of the heart. These muscles relax and contract, allowing blood into, then forcing blood out, the chambers of the heart. Blood can move only in one direction through the heart because valves in the heart keep blood flowing in the right direction. Between each atrium, sometimes called an auricle, and ventricles, there is a valve which works like a door that opens in only one direction. The right side of the heart, the right atrium, and right ventricle work together to send blood depleted of oxygen and rich in carbon dioxide to the lungs. In the same way, the left side, the left atrium and left ventricle work together. This time, freshly oxygenated blood from the lungs is pumped to every far-flung organ and sector of the body. The left ventricle has more muscles and is bigger than the right. To recap, blood flows from veins into both atriums. When full, the valves closing off the adjoining ventricle opens, allowing blood in. The valve then shuts between them. The ventricle then forcefully contracts, sending blood out through arteries. A second set of valves shuts off the blood just propelled out of the ventricles. Your heart has already started its next beat while the ventricles are squeezing. It beats about 80 times every minute. As you grow bigger or get in better shape, your heart will get stronger and not need to beat as quickly. Here we have a full diagram of the heart. Check it out, it's pretty cool. The left side is on the right side of the diagram because this heart is facing us, right side, so on. Your pulse is a measure of your heartbeat. Your pulse rate is how many times your heart pumps in 1 minute. One of the easiest places for you to feel your pulse is on your wrist. Feel with your forefinger and middle finger lightly between the stringy places on the inside of your opposite wrist until you can feel the pulsing of your main artery in your wrist. Blood moves through the arteries in spurts, one spurt with every beat of the heart. With each spurt, a throb can be felt in arteries. Your pulse rate and the rate of your heartbeat are identical. When you listen to a heart with a stethoscope or with your ear against someone's chest, you'll hear two sounds, kind of like a lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub. These are the sounds of the two sets of the heart valves clapping shut in succession. Blood. Blood is a liquid tissue. It makes up almost 1/10 of your total body weight. In all, your body contains about 5 liters of blood when you are an adult. Blood is a complex mix of molecules including red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. All of these float in the liquid part of the blood, which is called plasma. Plasma is a yellow liquid that also carries nutrients, dissolved gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, and other substances to and from all cells of the body. Blood gets its color from the trillions of tiny red blood cells in it. The red blood cells are the essential gas transporters. They contain a substance called hemoglobin, which is a fun word to say, the center of which is iron, into which oxygen and carbon dioxide attach wherever either it is plentiful in the body. Hemoglobin is important to animals as chlorophyll is to plants. Without hemoglobin, we would starve for oxygen and drown in carbon dioxide. We need enough iron to make hemoglobin, enough to make 280 million molecules of it for every single red blood cell. How many red blood cells do you have? About 250 million in each drop of blood. Red blood cells look like donuts without the hole, just an indentation. They have no nuclei, they only do their job of carrying around oxygen and carbon dioxide until they wear out. Learn how we get new red and white blood cells when we look at bones and lymph. White blood cells are much larger than red blood cells. For every white blood cell, there are about 600 red blood cells. The main function of the white blood cells is to destroy harmful organisms. At least 5 different kinds of white blood cells circulate in your body looking for trouble or cleanup jobs. Some live as long as almost a year, some half a year, and the majority less than 3 days. They engulf dangerous bacteria, parasites, and other things that are not supposed to be in our blood, including damaged cells or cell parts. One kind of white blood cell, Basophilus, produces a chemical that keeps blood flowing well. White blood cells will even chase a germ into a cell to catch it, and some can move against the flow of the blood to do this. Lymphocytes, a long-living type of white blood cell, have memories and develop tactics against certain invaders. If a previous invader tries to make a person sick again, these lymphocytes destroy it immediately. The total number of white blood cells on duty at any one time depends on how much defending of your body is going on. AIDS, for example, is a viral disease that eventually disables the ability of certain white blood cells to protect us, allowing other diseases to overwhelm the immune system. Platelets are even smaller than red blood cells. They don't have nuclei either because they're not whole cells, but broken bits of big cells made just for the purpose of breaking into platelets. They have a special job to help blood clot. Platelets thicken the blood and form a scab, or barrier, on the skin that keeps blood from leaving the body. If you cut yourself, the blood will eventually stop bleeding, and the scab will keep infection or bacteria from entering the bloodstream. Alright, that is a close reading. Next thing that I need you guys to do is to name the 3 different types of cells that are in blood. We just read that, and what are their jobs. Yeah, as a review again of what I'm hoping for it to get done. Close reading, we just finished that. Answer the questions 1 on 2, answer question 3. All incomplete sentences, finish your math homework, move for mystery class, move in general. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. See you tomorrow.